play of the game. This one, the screen there. Austin by Jackson, and the two-handed throwdown, big game.
Yeah, I mean, I like that little pocket pass, the little pick and dive. The thing about Hayes, he doesn't pick and pop, and he dives with authority. So nice drop dime from Austin Reaves, and a hell of a finish.
He's getting it from everywhere. Austin finished with 25 points on 13 shots. Let's go inside the locker room. He's with Brez.
Austin, got to start with the obvious, giving up 146 points tonight. What did you see out there?
Their basketball is going in the rim a lot. That's about all I got for you.
What was the talk of the locker room afterwards?
Be better. Everybody in the locker room, none of us had the right energy from the get-go, so got to find a way to be better.
12 games left. You have pretty much your entire 12 games left. You have pretty much your entire roster healthy, but you are coming off one of the worst losses of the season. So kind of what's the view between now and the start of the playoffs?
Played much better than we did tonight. We know when we played, the way we're supposed to, we have a chance to beat anybody. But, we're still, we haven't played that many games as a full unit. So we still got to learn the chemistry, timing of everything. So, should be fun.
What balance, if there even is a balance, do you think this team can strike between being patient with itself and giving itself grace as you guys work through these kinks versus the realization of there are only 12 regular season games left, and to give you guys that time to build that chemistry or continuity?
Yeah, I mean, the reality of it is we have 12 games left till the playoffs, and it's not like we can add a couple games to continue to try to, piece all of that together. So we got to figure it out in a quick span of time to when the playoffs is here to hit the ground running. So, I believe we can do it. We've shown in instances where we have done it. Just got to, continue plugging at it.
Are there ways that, you're probably not going to practice a lot, maybe not as many sure on. I know you guys have, but there are ways you guys can fast track that, considering there are only so many games and not a lot of practice time.
Talk to one another. That's really, we can watch as much film as we want to watch to help that way. But I think communication amongst, everybody on the team, coaching staff is going to play a big role in that. Like you said, we're not going to be on court practicing that much, with 12 games left. So, we had to communicate, if it's, on flights, talking about, what we can do to be better. That's what it'll be. So, I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks, Austin.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Talk a little Austin, guys. I will say it's nice to hear him kind of just echo what you guys were saying. No panic inside the locker room. Just need to be better, as he says it with a smile on his face. But tonight, big game, another efficient night for him. 25, 9 of 13, 3 of 7 from deep. And as you like to remind us, shot a 67 last week. So all is well for Austin Reaves.
We can talk about the 67.
He shot a 67.
67 last week on the golf course. I think he said he missed 2 5-footers for birdies, but he can play golf. We'll talk about the golf game tonight because this game, there's nothing impressive about anything that they did. But, Austin's been consistent, in lieu of Luka and LeBron. This kid has remained consistent. He's gotten way better, very confident. A lot of talk about him being maybe the best third wheel in the NBA. We don't talk about that. We just talk about how hard he works and how consistent he is, undrafted. All of a sudden he gets to play on the USA team. Just a bunch of confidence, and just like to see the way he's playing.
Yeah, Austin, I was listening to a couple of podcasts and different interviews, and it's easy to see why we all gravitate towards Austin and wanting him to do well and seeing him be successful out there. Because he's all about just winning and doing things the right way. So when you give off that type of energy, when you pour into your team and your teammates and, you're not really doing it for your own satisfaction and glory. It's really about winning and something bigger than you. Most of the time, this is what comes back. And so Austin's ability to be efficient like this tonight, I know he talked recently about, I think he's shooting 45% this season, and he wants to increase that and get into the high 40s. He wants to be a 50% shooter from the field. He wants to be one of those 50, 40, 90 guys. And performances like tonight show that he's more than capable of it.
He's never going to be satisfied. That is for sure. LBJ made his return after a 2-week absence, 17 points for Bron in the loss. We'll hear from LBJ ahead in the show. Carl's Cam moment of the game. Welcome back, LeBron James. Do you fish?
Yeah, no, LeBron, would rather the Lakers have gotten a win tonight. But he looked good for a guy that's been out a couple weeks with a groin injury. Mm-hmm. He made some explosive plays, what didn't look tentative in terms of getting downhill, still using force to get to the front of the rim. So in terms of that part, a lot of good signs tonight.
Great sign. 17 points in 31 minutes for LBJ. He's speaking with Brez in the locker room.
LeBron, first game back for you in a couple weeks. How'd you feel out there tonight?
A little rusty, but I was happy to get back out there.
You guys have been playing pretty good defense the last couple months at least. What changed tonight?
We didn't play good defense. We gave them points in the paint. We gave them fast break points, and we gave them threes. We can't give everything for sure.
What's the best way to approach this as a group? The spot you're in, you guys got pretty much everybody back, but obviously coming off a rough loss, and there's still 12 big games remaining before the playoffs.
Sure. Every game is huge for sure, and we got to recoup. Obviously, our last road trip we didn't play, well at all. We went 0-4, so it's definitely in the back of our minds. We know starting on Monday we got to play better basketball than we did tonight and what we did on our last road trip.
Do you feel confident that the groin injury is behind you?
I just take day by day. I can't worry about, what's going to happen in the future. But, I got through the day. I'm obviously, get some work on it tomorrow, hopefully a little bit on the plane. It's a long flight to Orlando. And then once we get to Orlando and get ready for Monday. So it's I hope it's behind, but I don't want to look too far in the future.
LeBron, pregame, one of the things JJ told us is that, culture in a locker room is the type of thing that needs to be constantly rewatered.
Mm-hmm.
You guys have built a culture based on toughness and defense and physicality. That wasn't there tonight. What does it take to rewater that?
That happens from time to time, obviously. We got to do a better job, and we see these guys next week. So, we should be well equipped to what they bring to the table and the speed and the flow that they play with. So we just got to regroup and be better, a lot better on Monday for sure.
Kind of along those lines, you always talk about not getting too high or too low. And JJ just mentioned, the team having grace for one another. What do you say to guys so that they can find that grace or maintain that grace?
For sure. Obviously, we can't take for granted the moments we get out there and be able to play the game that we love and play it at a high level. So just holding each other accountable, pouring into the team, pouring energy into the team. So that's what's most important. And like you said, we got 12 games to position ourselves, in the postseason. We pretty much can control our own destiny if we win ball games and not have to be in the play-in. So that's what JJ's been preaching. Obviously, I think he told that to you guys. You want to be in the playoffs and not the play-in. So that's up to us.
Well, what did the group show you while you were out, and to what extent can any of that apply to future games?
We have I don't know if it was something they showed me or didn't show me. I already know what this team is capable of. No matter who's been in the lineup, who's been out of the lineup, we've been able to sustain our effort and try to, continue to play the right way, both offensively and defensively. So, it was great to see even through the adversity, even through some of the, the injuries and the schedule, however it presented itself, we were still able to win ball games.
Since we spoke to you in Boston, there was another pretty big round of media scrutiny about Bronny, and he went out and played his best game as a pro on Thursday. What have the conversations been with him through this kind of the past few weeks, and what did you kind of make of the way he was able to play against the Bucks?
Conversations this past few weeks, as far as what?
Just about I guess this another batch of scrutiny. Do you even need to talk about it, or has he been dealing with it for so long?
Yeah, he's grew up in it, so It's nothing new to him. You know, he's, I think you saw the article that came out, that he wanted to do and express his feelings about everything. But, the kid is focused and he locks in on his craft. Like he said, he hears everything and he uses it as motivation. And, but he's here for a reason, and he showed that the other night.
Do you see him playing with more confidence?
I've seen he's gotten better, from the moment he made his first game back after the incident with USC to the moment the other night when he stepped on the floor. He's gotten better and better and better. And I think his confidence has gotten better. The work that he's putting in, he's starting to feel it once again, before, he had the incident. So, it was great to see him in his groove the other day.
Thanks, OJ.
I appreciate it.
Good stuff there. Pop's talking about Son from the other night, Bronny with his career night. But for him tonight, big game, as we know, dealing with that groin injury, missed the last 31 minutes outside of just the numbers in general. Good to see him back in the rotation.
Back on the court, running, getting up and down the court, getting some reps in, getting refamiliarizing himself with, some of the guys on the floor. And you like to see that, didn't sustain any nagging, little pain. So yeah, one down, get back on track with the rest of the team. Like you said, no defense. LeBron's really good at figuring it out, and he will.
Yeah, I mean, with LeBron, you can't go through. I mean, I've never seen it in person, but you can't go through what he goes through to prepare himself to play, and then try to cut it off by limiting the minutes. Right?
Is that what's going on? That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if he goes through all the effort it takes in year 22 at 40 years old to, be ready to help you win tonight, to try to play 20 minutes but stay warm enough to be able to go out and impact the game at the high level, that's difficult. So, I mean, we saw how the minutes restriction thing went last year.
I was just going to say, that's why you don't put a restriction on.
Nah, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Well, the positive is that he came back and he played 31. And as you guys both mentioned, nothing nagging coming out of this one. To the not so positive. Your first game back in studio after a while, I shall say. And your reward is to break down not great defense.
Sorry, Fish.
Yeah, I know.
Fish is focused.
I know, man. I hate that the Lakers got beat up a little bit tonight. But it happens. And so we'll focus on it temporarily. They'll change it on the road trip next week. But in the pregame, we show great rotation, energy defensively. Here, not as much. Hands are down. Buzelis is not necessarily a high percentage three-point shooter. So you see Gabe closing out, hands down, a little bit late. Buzelis confident there. Again, moving the ball. Switch here. So Vucevic takes Doncic down. LeBron sees I got a big over on Luka. Let me try to kick him out. Again, Patrick Williams, not a high percentage three-point shooter. DFS is not going to be too quick to leave Kobe White. Again, just wide open. I mean, these are summertime, in the gym by yourself threes that NBA players were able to take tonight. And so, again, just not that sense of urgency and sharpness on the defensive end. This will be something they look at, but quickly move on. And that Orlando team will be fired up and ready to go Monday night, and the Lakers will know that they have to bring their best effort to have a chance to win.
That they will. Bulls shot 19 of 41, 46% from deep tonight. Luka Doncic scored 29 of his 34 points in the first half in the loss to the Bulls. Luka is speaking. We'll get you to him next. Access hit the road for the next four, taking on the Orlando Magic starting Monday, Wednesday, taking on the Pacers. Got a matchup on March 27th versus Chicago, the 29th, taking on the Grizzlies before returning home March 31st, taking on the Rockets. 34 points, but also 7 turnovers for Luka in the loss. He's speaking with Mike.
Luka, JJ said he wanted to give you guys some grace just given how things have been these last couple of weeks. And he thought maybe with LeBron and Rui coming back, there could have been some sense of collective, almost not a sigh of relief, but just thinking, okay, this is going to help. Do you get the sense of anything like that? Or do you think it was something else, just kind of basketball on the court tonight?
I think it was more basketball. It's always great to have people back. That first game's always tough, I can tell. But they made a bunch of shots, man.
Yeah, what do you think wasn't there defensively tonight that you guys have to get back as you go on this road trip?
I think they scored a lot of transition points, especially of my turnovers. So, gotta do that better. So me, I can't be losing the ball 7 times. That's way too many for me.
Luka, how do you view the spot the team's in right now? You're almost fully healthy, 12 games left. It's there for the taking if you play well in terms of seeding in the West. But if you don't, you could fall into the play. Just kind of how do you view this moment for you guys?
Well, I think we're in a great spot. Obviously, today wasn't a good game for us, but I think we're in a great spot, and we gotta battle every game, to try not to get in the play-in and try to get the highest seed we can.
JJ acknowledged both the pregame and postgame that the grace part of it is going to take time to rebuild that continuity and chemistry. Are there ways, I'm not sure how much you guys are going to practice in these last 12 games, but I would imagine not many times or get much work together on the court outside of games. Are there ways you can fast track that chemistry, fast track that continuity?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't think we're going to practice a lot. Tomorrow we have 6-hour flight, so I don't think that's an option. But, I think just playing the game and viewing the game together, honestly, I don't know how. But I think when we're all together before the injuries, we're doing great stuff.
What's the right way to react to a game like this? Sorry. Lose by 37 at home. Is it to have a real long look in the mirror? Is it to completely forget about it and move on?
The plan, or however you want to say, it's to go out there next game and show what we can do. Not forget about this game or learn from it. But at the end of the game, you lose by 1 or you lose by 40, it's a loss. So it doesn't really matter how much you lose by, but we can't afford this game to push us back, we just got to look forward for it.
Hey, Luka, what did you think you and the rest of the group showed while LeBron was out? And now that he's back, what ways can you apply everything that you guys did without him moving forward?
He's back, so it's going to be easier for everybody. He just makes the game easier for everybody around him. So, obviously, first game back for him and Rui. But we got to forget about this game and focus on the next one, which is going to be really hard. Thank you.
LBJ and the Lakers fall at home, give up a season-high 146 points in the loss. We'll hear from Rui when we come back. Not a great one for the Lakers. Gave up 146, which, by the way, tied for the most points allowed in a non-overtime home game for the Lakers. The last time, you had to go all the way back to 1984. Chicago getting a little bit of everything. Rebounds, 41 assists. Turned it over just 10 times. 27 points off turnovers. 74-42. Big time inside the paint. Rui Hachimura returned after missing a dozen games with a knee injury. He scored 5 points in 18 minutes. He's speaking with Mike.
Hey, Rui, first of all, just how have the last several weeks been for you with the knee, and how have you progressed? How did you feel out there physically on the court tonight?
I was I've been getting treatments. I stepped out from team 2 for a little bit and I focused on the treatment. But yeah, I was that was my focus, to get healthy and then get back on the court. That's why I was doing it this whole 3 weeks. Yeah.
Gotcha. So there's only so many games left, right, before the playoffs. How confident are you just about getting back into that rhythm? And do you feel like you can be close, even though you've been out for a little bit?
I think for me, yes. Myself, of course, but I think as a team, I think we got to get back to the rhythm, because we had a lot of injuries and different lineups. And these past 2 weeks, we are kind of on and off. We had a great one, like January, February, and all that, but I think as a team, we got to get back in the rhythm, and, of course, Brown came back today too, and everybody kind of came back. So we are kind of, one of those games, we're kind of looking at each other and who's going to do what, kind of thing. So we just got to, watch film, just stick together. Our chemistry has been great, so we got to keep progressing it. And, for myself too, I got to get into shape, of course. The game shape, it's a different thing. And, yeah, I think we have 12 games or whatever left, but we got to make another push for the playoff.
Rui, you're one of the handful of guys on this team that were on the teams the last 2 years where it almost felt like the last 40 games of the season, it was a race to, get it into the play-in tournament so you could make the playoffs. Will that experience help you guys in this moment with these final 12 games? Like guys like yourself and Vando and LeBron, AR, who've been through it the last couple of years? Yeah, for sure. It's a stressful, those moments. We just play one game or whatever to make either playoff or not. And those week is actually a big week for us, because we can rest and then we can actually reset as a team and kind of focus on the playoff, whoever we play. So we talk about, we're not looking for playing, we're looking for making the playoff. So we just we have 10 games or whatever, left, and, our, standing is really close, to each other from whatever second seed to like sixth seed or whatever. So like we have to lock in again, as a team. We had an injury and all that. We have a crazy schedule and all that, but, these road trips going to be really important for us to get back on our rhythm, whatever the track. And yeah, we just got to stick together. Yeah.
Jackson Hayes with a few dunks in this one. 10 points for Jackson in the loss. Lakers hit the road for 4. Coming up, we'll wrap things up next.